to me, the most important takeaway from Ramadan. So, everybody's talking about the beginning of Ramadan. I'm already thinking about the end of Ramadan. The most important takeaway of Ramadan is not what did you do, is what did you feel? Like it's not, how much did you pray? How much did you recite? All of those are important things, but that's all quantitative. And I think for me, what I'm pursuing in Ramadan is actually something qualitative for myself. And I think for a lot of people out there, that would be a wonderful accomplishment, to be able to get to the feeling. Now, what's that feeling that I'm talking about? How do you feel, right? You feel the power of the divine. You feel the power of Allah in His words. You feel a closeness. You feel the truth of what He's saying. Like, you feel like He's talking to you, to me, about what I'm going through, what my life looks like, what the world looks like around me, and how do I respond to it? You feel like Quran is a mirror, and I'm looking at the mirror for a month, and I'm staring at myself for a month with this God-given mirror, and I'm just finding blemishes and spots and scars and cuts, and right, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix them. And it's possible to do that. And if one can do that, I think what comes out at the end is something Allah says so eloquently. I can't find better words than what Allah says. He says, وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, at the end of Ramadan. So you can complete the count. So that's the quantitative, fasting, right? So that's the non-negotiable, right? So He says, complete the count. Then He says, so you can declare Allah's greatness based on how He guided you. Now, what does it mean, declare Allah's greatness? We already say Allahu Akbar. So what does it mean at the end of Ramadan, you'll finally declare Allah's greatness? And one easy interpretation is, well, Eid is going to come and we're going to go to the Eid prayer, and on the way we're going to say Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. We do the takbirat. But there's something deeper going on in that phrase, لِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, because in my head, sometimes my anxiety becomes greater than my trust in Allah. Or my sadness becomes greater than my hope in Allah.
That's deep.
Or my anger becomes greater than Allah's justice. And so there are emotions that are all sitting inside our hearts. They expand and they contract. Anger expands, anger contracts. Sadness expands, sadness contracts, right? And they can contract or they can expand so big that your heart has no room to realize that Allah's guidance is asking or demanding it to contract. You need to keep it. It's not, Allah doesn't want you to eliminate your anger or sadness or anxiety. You live with them, you're born with them, you have to have them.
Right.
But Allah's word is there to guide it and to keep it under a certain level. And the only way you can do that is when Allah and His word is greater than what you're feeling. Right? And the thing is, if you have a quantitative Quran experience in Ramadan, you're reciting Quran, you're praying, you're saying all the words, and you're having all those external spiritual experiences, but you're not actually looking in that mirror and saying, I'm still as angry as I always was. I'm still as vengeful as I always was. I'm still as insecure or as anxious or as nervous or as lustful, whatever it may be, everybody has their own struggles, right? That's why I say one size fits all. Ramadan is a healing for hearts. And so another way I think about Ramadan that I don't think I've mentioned in previous talks and reminders and things is that Quran came, and in 23 years, the Quran transformed human beings, completely transformed human beings, right? It's actually the greatest transformation of human beings internally and externally recorded in human history. These people transformed socially, culturally, ritualistically, spiritually, emotionally. Like there's no part of their life that didn't transform, right? The Sahaba, because of this Quran. The Quran is a transformational experience, right? And then what Allah wanted to do, because we're not going to live those 23 years over and over again. It's done now. The Quran came. So what did Allah want to do? Allah wanted to summarize those 23 years for every individual, that transformation, into every month, every Ramadan of the year. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Right? وأنزلناه في 23 سنة. He revealed it in 23 years. But then he says, no, I revealed it in Laylatul Qadr or Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. Historian will say the 6th century is alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. Right? But the Quran says, no, okay, let's not talk about those 23 years. Let me condense them into 1 month. So it's like, that's the prophets and the Sahaba story of the Quran, those 23 years. Ramadan gets to be your story of the Quran, your version of that.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So you get to live that, because what happened when the Quran came down? The sky got locked down. The shayateen, the jinns didn't know what was going on, and the world transformed. Right? And what happens in Ramadan? If you read the ayat about Laylatul Qadr and how angels are descending, and you read the ayat in Surah Al-Jinn where the angels are like, the sky is locked down, angels are everywhere. Right? It's actually, there's a parallel going on between what's happening in Ramadan and what was happening in the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ.